Most MSPs think they have a real sales funnel, but in reality, they have a two-step process. Somebody contacts them and then they send out their proposal. And in all reality, while this can work in the early stages of building an MSP, this is not what's going to help you grow into the MSP that you want to build. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the differences between a basic funnel and an advanced one, especially if you're a larger MSP. The advanced one is going to be really, really important. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs just like you learn how to and understand how to sell their services to charge more money and how to generate an unlimited number of leads into your MSP. Before I get into today's video, if you want to head over to growth-generators.com, we have a ton of resources here from there's an entire resources library from and also spoiler, you're going to be getting one in today's video, but objection handling sheets, sales sheets, and you're going to be able to get the resources in today's video completely for free, and the links will be at the top of the video description, and at some point they will also be in here. Cheat sheets for marketing, cheat sheets for your buyer persona, website traffic calculator, how many visitors you need to get to how many customers you actually can produce, and truly so much more, and maybe even a free onboarding guide if you'd like one. And also, if you haven't already, joined the free Discord, growth-generators.com/Discord. It's almost 1,500 people, which is crazy for me to even say. We're so close to being there, and we would love for you to be. It's completely free, a part of that community, and come hang out. And spoiler, I put in some things that either you see before YouTube or that are coming that I've never mentioned on YouTube before, maybe like a massive, massive reveal of a huge project I have been working on. So let's talk about what most MSPs actually call a sales funnel. Now, I was kidding around when I said the two steps, although in many cases that is reality. They sit there and wait and hope that that phone rings so that they can answer and say, "Hello, this is so and so," and maybe just send out their proposal. That's not you. Hopefully, you're here because you have some kind of a basic funnel. Now, that basic funnel is your prospect finds you, either your site or they get referred to you. The prospect might fill out a form on your website or say, "Hey, come to our office." Then you set up a discovery day where you go out, you ask great questions, and there's some great videos on this channel about how to run a good discovery day. And then you send them a quote. That's it. There's no warming up, there's no trust building, there's no follow up. And this leads to a really, really poor customer experience. Because while sometimes this works, and I am absolutely guilty of doing this in the past, it doesn't make for a great process. It's not consistent for buyers, and it never really gets somebody super excited to say, "I want to work with you," right? That's the dream, is to have somebody say, "I want to work with you." That is what we all hope for, right? So, what does a advanced funnel actually look like versus a non-advanced funnel? And I'm going to share with you that today. Now, if you're a brand new MSP, also, I do want to let you know we have a free battle card. It's on the resources area, and you could grab our free battle card where you could build this out in your CRM. Obviously, I recommend go high level, but this is the process that we roll out for every single one, our 200 plus MSP heroes and growing. You have a sales qualified lead, booked appointment, discovery day, proposal build, delivering that proposal, and the follow-up. Super basic, super simple. Now, I was gonna like hide this whole thing, but if you want to just grab the screenshot and run, I totally get it. But I want to walk you through why it's important, because when you actually sit that back and think about each one of these pieces of the process, it starts to really unfold about, hey, what are they actually expecting? What are they actually getting in here? And yes, if you're wondering, I did come up with these colors. They could have been a little bit crazier, but hey, I wanted to stick with the Growth Generators branding, and I did build this whole thing out for you guys. But here's the thing. We can't be sitting here guessing what's going to be the right and what's going to be the wrong thing. And that funnel that you just saw, I'm going to go back to it, but there will be a link down below that you could download it and print it out and put it up on your wall. And maybe we're working on having you get the ability to just order it from us and it'll show up on a nice piece of paper for you. But I didn't say that too early. I want to make sure that we understand a couple different things. There is a lot of people that go about their MSP with no plan at all. Just by you watching this YouTube video, you are literally doing more than most businesses out there. But here's the thing, you can't make a random post, you can't make one or two blogs. There's no process, there's no streamline that somebody's going to say, I cannot wait to work with you. So let's dive into the actual funnel here and talk about it. The first thing is we have to make sure that we understand that people are aware of who we actually are. Now you might be thinking, well, Harrison, this looks like a bit of a marketing funnel too. And you would be right. However, the lines between sales and marketing are very much blurred because even if you got a referral from somebody, guess what? They should see some of your YouTube videos. They should find you on Google. They should see some of your social media posts. The goal is to get on their radar regularly. And in many cases, you want them to see your face. Now, I know that some of you probably don't feel comfortable taking pictures, making videos. The thought of a YouTube channel absolutely scares the heck out of you. Trust me, after my first video, I was shaken like a leaf and it was the worst thing in the world. But you know what? You guys keep asking. And after a few hundred videos later, I am far more comfortable than I was on day one. We have to make sure that people really understand what we do and how we do it. And even if they're getting referred to us, they still don't know. I can't tell you how many times I have conversations with you guys, booking discovery calls, asking me to review your stuff. And in most cases, I don't even know what your company does. Obviously, I know that you're an MSP, but based on what I'm seeing, the public facing content, it's really hard to understand what most MSPs actually do. Spoiler, we teach this inside of our membership, but you have to think about somebody that doesn't know what an MSP is. And if they were just reading your website, are they going to get the information that they need to know in order to make a decision to actually go about and say, hey, let's do business together? Now, this brings me to point number 2, which is capture. Now, this could be lead magnets, pricing templates, checklists, guides, whatever it is. We need some kind of strong call to action. We can't just sit there and hope and dream that the right thing is actually going to happen. We want people to either commit to getting more of our stuff, right? Or we want to make sure that if there is a random viewer, we could still capture them as well. This is going to help build, if it's a referral or something like that, it's going to help build trust. And if it's somebody randomly on the internet, they're probably aware that they have some kind of a problem. And now we're giving them the opportunity for them to give us their information and capture that as a lead. This is really where the larger and bigger MSPs can easily start to pull ahead in the case of sales. But truth be told, most MSPs are not doing this. Now, this brings me to number 3, which is going to be nurture. Now, nurture is probably just what you actually think it is. This is where the meat and potatoes comes in of the hard work. Now, in many cases, you can automate most of this and you can constantly be working on it, but you should be sending prospects. Yes, I said it. You should be sending prospects emails, short videos, maybe even long form videos, case studies, anything that you can create that makes them go, hey, they're the right people, right? Just like I'm going to say, hey, if you could hit that like button and that subscribe button and notification bell saying, Harrison, your hair is never growing, I would appreciate that too. But no, in all seriousness, we have to nurture them. They might not know who we are, what we do. They may have just gotten a little taste of us, or they were a referral from somebody. They're not exactly sure. And once again, truth be told, most MSPs have a really hard time, including myself at one point, telling people what we actually do and who we actually help. When we can nurture them, when we can provide them great information, right? Whether that's emails, short videos, like I said, all of that, and teach them how to buy IT support, what to actually look for, educate our potential customers. This helps build a tremendous level of trust all of the time. And I promise you, if you send somebody a great email, I used to put an email tracker on all my emails. And there was up until just a couple, this guy went back to my old emails for years. I could not believe it because they were constantly getting some value from there. And they would go back to my old emails and just either confirm that what I was saying was true or just to make sure that it was staying top of mind. It was very, very impressive, but also shocking because I really didn't think people were going to be doing that. Truth be told, they were, and you can provide a ton of value, especially if you automate some of these things in something like Go High Level, which does come with the MSP Heroes membership. You're welcome to buy it. You're welcome to use HubSpot or anything else. But it is really important that you're out nurturing. You want to make it simple, show your value, and then they can start to engage with you. Now, this is truly where the sale actually happens. All of these parts, even if they're a referral, are super important. But the engagement is really when they're ready to almost buy, right? When they're ready to basically say, hey, let's spend some money with you. And that's fantastic. That is exactly what we want. We can invite them to join webinars. We can invite them to join calls. We could even just hop on a Zoom call. I can't tell you how many times I've just said, hey, let's just jump on a call, or do you want me to just pop by the office and we can have lunch? It just is a great way to get them engaged. And hey, I'm an open book. Feel free to ask me whatever you want to ask me. Show your personality, but also solve those little problems. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? But at some point or another, they're going to have some kind of a little problem. Either it's costing them money, or maybe it's just a thorn in their side that they might not care about that much, but hey, it would be nice to have it fixed. Just a little bit more value to ultimately then ask them for the sale. Now, in that engagement area, that could also be going on a discovery day. Hey, they're actually seeing what you do, understanding more about you and your business. You're understanding more about them and their business. And then at the end of the entire process, this is when they can actually come down to a conversion. You could do a discovery day, you could do an audit, a proposal, whatever it is. You want to make sure that they are going through the funnel. Because if they don't understand the actual funnel that they're going through and the process that you're bringing them through, they don't really know if it's right for them. The client should actually feel like they know you. And that's the most important part about this entire process. If they don't think that they know you right off the bat, you are absolutely missing out. And this is really, really important, because if they don't fully understand, hey, what is it that you do, or you brought them through the entire funnel, you have to stack on top of each other. If you want to get through, and it's important to actually go through the entire funnel, I literally left it on here to make sure that you knew, you have to go through each step. If you want them to convert, you have to engage. If you want them to engage, you have to nurture. If you want them to nurture, you have to capture them. And if you want to capture them, they have to be aware of a problem that you are talking about. Now, that talking could come from the internet, from other referral groups, networking groups, however it is that you want to spread your information. But it is really important that they fully understand that, because otherwise they're never going to convert. Now, if you're anything like me and you've waited this far and you know the golden nuggets are always at the end, I want to give you some quick little tools that are going to make your life a million times easier. Once again, right after you hit that like button, subscribe button, and then notification bell. So, the tools that you absolutely should have in place. Obviously, a website. I cannot stress this enough, but a well-written website. If you haven't already, go grab the buyer persona. I cannot stress it enough. Inside of here, it's usually towards the top, if I remember. I just saw it here. But grab the buyer persona and make sure you use it. Fill it out. And then have ChatGPT or Grok or Gemini or Copilot write your entire website, again, with that dream customer in mind. This makes life so much easier. On top of that, you need a place to track your deals. You need a CRM, a customer relationship manager. Now, I don't particularly care about what CRM you use. I like Go High Level. It's the one that we use constantly here at Growth Generators and what we recommend to everybody. But if you don't want to use Go High Level, which is truly in my opinion, one of the best, and it comes with MSP Heroes, you can use something like HubSpot. It has a free version, but their paid version is kind of until you spend a lot of money. You could use ActiveCampaign, Pipedrive, Zoho. There's so many of them out there. Pick one that you actually like. And then you have to build the automations in there. If you don't have the automations that can actually go out and do the work while you're either working on other deals or sleeping, you are absolutely missing out. These should all have some kind of tracking on the automations, but also tracking your deals. So that way you can actually email nurture them, hopefully, throughout this entire process. It's extremely, extremely important. But this is why, and I want to explain why the advanced funnel actually works, because you're probably thinking, well, Harrison, that kind of looks like a basic, simple funnel. The more advanced funnel actually helps you stop getting cold leads. And even if you do get a cold lead, it helps get it much warmer, much, much, much faster. It makes life so I cannot stress how much easier it actually makes your life. Buyers begin to trust you long before their first meeting with you, or heck, even their first call. They might have heard about you from another networking group or referral, anything like that. You also attract better fit clients. Nobody wants to have people reaching out to them with a one user company. Maybe some of you do, but I'd much rather work with 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 person companies that are going to actually pay me a ton of monthly recurring revenue instead of the one-off $100, $200 a month. That is brutal, right? It also wastes less time with tire kickers and gives them an idea of how serious you are about their business. It increases the perceived value that they're going to be getting and gives you less objections during the sales process. It makes life so much easier. And the best chef's kiss, most important thing is it helps keep your pipeline full even when you get super busy. The best problem to have, and many of our members have, is if they have too many deals in the pipeline. And it's a great problem to have. Not enough manpower to take care of and onboard, and too many deals in the pipeline. But it's a good problem to have. Instead of sitting there saying, I don't know when the next deal is going to come, because I have been there too. I promise you, this is the process you have to go through. I will leave a link down below so you can grab this, download it immediately, print it out, put it up on your wall here, and start to use it. Other than that, thank you so much for checking out the YouTube channel, checking out this video. I wish you nothing but the best in your endeavors. If this is the last video you see before Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving. Love you guys as always. I'll see you on the next one.